What's up, everybody? This is VH1 Behind the Scenes with Double A. My entire musical career in one fucking episode. So, I don't know. I've been a fucking huge music person, almost unhealthy obsession with music. When I was real little, I had like a Beach Boys cassette tape. Surfing USA would play that in my fucking. It wasn't a walk. It was a Walkman. Yeah, before the Discman, it was the Walkman, and so really enjoyed that. And then when I was a little older, I had like fucking Weird Al Yankovic shit. What's up, Kanga? And then so what really did it for me was Metallica's Black Album. My cousin gave me that shit, and it was the first metal album I had. It was CDs by this point. That was awesome. He also threw me Stone Temple Pilots, Purple, some shit like that. And then I went off on my own and got into I got Silverchair, Frog Stomp, pretty kick ass to this day. I really enjoy that. And I got in from there. I got into Helmet and Quicksand and Orange 9mm, that type of stuff. Branching off from the Metallica, I found Anthrax, got into a bunch of their old albums, and I just kept branching off and branching off and branching off. Like I could literally sit here for hours naming all the bands because I feel like I'm forgetting something every fucking second I think about it. Anyway, so I love music. Grew up listening to fucking music. Always wanted to be in a band, and you know, getting all right. So we're getting towards high school and shit. First starting to break free, do getting to well, I've pretty much been getting into trouble my whole life, but we're getting to high school here and smoking the weed now, you know, sneaking away to my friend's house. Could I smoke a cigarette? Wow, I smoked a fucking cigarette. That type of shit. First alcohol I had was 40s of Old English. And so we were fucking punk rockers, man. Me and my buddies, fucking punk motherfuckers. We would drink Robitussin. We would fucking vandalize shit. Smoke our weed, drink our beers. Straight up fucking punk motherfuckers. Punk rockers. I had fucking weird clothes I wore and shit. I still tried to keep it different from the standard punk rocker, but what are you gonna do? It was fucking. I did. I put my hair and spiked my hair up and shit like that. You know. So we got together. It was John, Lance, and Barsh, and me. And we love fucking going to shows, punk rock shows. And we're like, dude, fucking punk music is so goddamn easy. Why don't we just make a fucking band? We just had to decide. Let me sip my coffee for a second. Nice fresh cup of coffee on a Sunday morning. So we had to decide who's gonna fucking play what. No one's did anything, I guess, at that point, and I don't know if I was just too fucking lazy to play an instrument, or if these other guys had already been. I think Lance had been playing fucking guitar, but I think John was just like, "All right, I'll pick bass," and Barsh was like, "All right, I'll pick drums," something like that. I'm not sure the exact story, although I know in backyard of my house is a chicken coop. And we used to party in that chicken coop. We had a Nintendo in there and a couch and shit like that. And there was one of them square box fans because it get hot in there. And there was a couple 5-gallon like paint buckets. And Barsh took 2 fucking sticks and started teaching himself drums with a fucking fan and buckets. I remember that. That was fucking cool. That was punk rock. So we got together and we're like, let's do this fucking band shit. And we'd go to John's basement and start off by like drinking a warm, shitty ass beer that was, in the room because you couldn't put your fucking beer in your fridge living at your parents' house in fucking high school. So we'd drink some warm, nasty beer and then we'd play. We'd jam out. We got the fucking basement set up and pimped out. The drum set, for some reason his parents would put up with that fucking noise. And I don't know if maybe they're probably like, whoa, he's doing something constructive. When we were kids, maybe it was one of those fucking things. But this was the first this was the first music I ever made, basically, other than singing shit in my head. And really fucking enjoyed it, man. And it was actually, I think it was a really fucking good project. There was a guy, a super fucking punk ass motherfucker guy, Joe. He would like chuck bricks at Pepsi machines off his roof and shit. So he's the real deal. He said ODD was the best punk fucking album out that year. I don't know, maybe like he didn't write for some magazine or whatever, but he fucking threw shit at Pepsi machines. So he would know. So we came up with the name ODD. I think I came up with it. Oppositional defiance disorder. Fucking neighbors and their stupid fucking motorcycle. That shit is getting old, man. It's disrespectful to be revving your motorcycle out there. It's not like we live in the middle of nowhere. So obnoxious. What was I talking about? I think I came up with the name. I was always studying psychology or halfway interested in it. And oppositional defiance disorder is a pretty awesome disorder. That's like the coolest disorder, mental disorder there is. And it's definitely a punk rock kind of thing. So we had a little logo, a circle with a line through it, and we were called Oppositional Defiance Disorder. So that was motherfucking ODD. And we were kind of like just more of a group of friends than a band, to be quite honest with you. But we played a show at a place called the Glad Crab, some kind of fucking bar. And we were opening for like an AC/DC cover band. So that was something. And I was the vocalist and I like rolled around on the ground and gave the crowd the finger and shit. And it was like, your normal people fucking trying to go see AC/DC cover band, have a couple of drinks with their girlfriend. And this happens. It wasn't a punk rock setting, but we opened for the Casualties, man. If any of you are punk rockers out there, now you know we were the real deal. Opening up for the Casualties, man. We went to see them, Dillsburg Fire Hall. I think it was the Virus and the Casualties, and there's someone else. And then one of the openers canceled, and we're like, oh, can we play? So we used one of the band's instruments and shit, and we played. Played a bunch of them ODD songs, 3 or 4. Seen a couple people in the crowd get wild. So ODD, motherfucker, punk rock shit. You know. Um, but yeah, we had all fucking kinds of crazy times. High school, man. Fucking high school. Ate acid in the bathroom before school started the one day. It was fucking crazy. I couldn't stop laughing, no matter what happened. It was like math class. I'm like, this shit's hilarious. That was one thing. Me and my buddy smoked a blunt before going to the Holocaust Museum with the class. And dude, when you're that age, you get real high. And we're like trying not to laugh, and we're at the Holocaust Museum. It was like a really interesting scenario there. A lot of crazy school stories. ODD, the guys hanging out even after school. I think we were still whatever. I don't know. We were all fucking crazy in our own little ways, so I don't think the band would have ever really continued. We had more songs than I have now. We did like a choking victim cover of Infested, you know, stuff of that nature. And so, but we did have an interesting song. So I went into the car with my homie John. We were getting ready to get into some kind of fucking trouble. And there's a peanut butter cup. One's eaten out of the pack and one's in the pack. And I guess he saw me staring at it, eyeballing it up. And he just picks the package up, puts it in front of my face and goes, "Would you like a peanut butter cup?" And that became like an inside joke, and it spawned this track here. ODD, peanut butter cup. Top 40 hit right there. You know, a lot of fun though. That brings back memories, man. The high school years, the right after high school years. It's like, I don't know, man. Nostalgia. It's nostalgic. So much cool shit happened. So much horrible shit was about to happen. So much more really cool shit was about to happen. There's a lot open there. I guess what I'm trying to say is we had our whole lives ahead of us. And so we did. We managed to pull that album off. We were a little bit, you know, whacked out there. I had a song where I just sing from 1 to 100 and I forgot the fucking words once. You know. So if that gives you any ideas of what us high schoolers were up to, that's what we were up to. Fucking playing Super Mario Brothers on the Super Nintendo in the chicken coop, drinking Robitussin, taking walks 3 a.m. Met Antishima, the Robo God. back in those days. Pretty cool shit. So I'm going to play one more track by ODD, Oppositional Defiance Disorder. Bought my first brand new 6-string, bought it at the 5 and dime. Played until my fingers bleed. Was the summer of '69. So then ODD, we broke up. I got married. I'm speeding through this story real quick, but I'm just trying to stick to the fucking music. Not telling my whole life story. But yeah, we split off on our separate little paths. I got married. Other people did other shit. And a little bit of time passed. And so John and Barsh were trying to do another project a while after ODD. And I was invited to do vocals on that. And there's a guitarist, Dave. Yeah, I promise you that's his name. I just texted Barsh to figure out, see if that's really his name. Cool guy. It was a long time ago. I apologize for my memory gaps. He was actually the one, I think, that wanted to start the project, him and Barsh. And they recruited John. And this wasn't a punk rock band. This was a hardcore band. And so I met with the guys at a bar. And we talked business. And they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. Come jam out with us. By the way, in this entire musical career of my life, not any fucking money was ever exchanged, so it's real music. I did it for the music. Not a fucking pound. I didn't make anything. I didn't charge anything. I don't know how I would have charged anything, but some fucking weirdo out there wanted to buy it. He couldn't. He'd get it for free. And so here we were, letter of marque. I was driving an hour away to this garage storage unit to practice in Columbia, I think. I don't know how long I drove, but it was fucking Columbia. And eventually we moved it to York City. There's right off the It's like hidden. There's a storage unit in there, and we went to there and played and practiced and made all kinds of fucking noise. And so this was a hardcore band, and I had a lot on my plate. At the time, it was a very confusing time for me. I was married during this band, so there's that. But we pretty much, man, we did a pretty damn good job. We made a 4-song EP. We cut a 7-inch, man. We made a 4 songs, kick-ass songs. Had lots of fucking fun making them. I went nuts on my vocals. Pretty proud of that. Eventually I left the band. I was asked to leave the band. I just got the confirmation text. The guitarist was Dave Salata. See, I knew it. Really kick-ass guy. But the fuck was I talking about? They were really into it. They wanted to make it a bigger deal. I was just kind of fucking around, passing time. And the direction they were going to go required another style of vocalist, basically. And I think they were going more this August Burns Red style, from what I can tell. And I don't know what style. I was just, blowing off steam, but it was pretty damn good. And I'm gonna play a track off of The Letter of Mark. Did I even say the fucking name of the band? It's Letter of Mark. I wanted to call it Beat to Death, and it was like deemed not the name for the band. Letter of Mark, Marque. And Barsh came up with that name. Because we had a bunch of names and they all fucking sucked. And then he came up with that. We're like, alright, that's fucking cool. So here's a song off the album we made, Letter of Mark.
No one is crazy, I'm a fight for it. All you good, no, no,
So you can see why I'm proud of that one. Some pretty good shit. Some hardcore. And always kind of wanted to do something like that. And we put it together. Pretty decent sound quality. You know, in life you get what you get. You know, a lot of times I would listen to the stuff that I made and I'm like, oh, it's not good enough. We got to get that quality down. We got to get this to be like a album that I would actually go buy from the store. Me, I got fucking G.G. Allen. You know what I mean? His recordings are worse than anything I've done. Worse than ODD. ODD had pretty bad recording. We used a video camera to record it, and then we extracted the audio from the video camera and eventually put it on MP3 format to burn albums, to burn CDs for motherfuckers. So, and looking back at it now, very few people get to be involved in things like this. So the quality was the quality. I think it turned out pretty good. Obviously, it could be better. And that band, man, we did a couple of shows. The one show I got up on there and dedicated the performance to Jim Jones. Don't know if that was a popular move. I know the one was that one was in fucking far away. It was Columbia or Lancaster or something. I don't even remember. And then another one we did at a place called Club 19, which is right down the street from me, but it's that place changes every year or so. Like it was this fancy like cigar smoking place, or you dress up in suits or something gay like that. Obviously that didn't last. Right now I think it's a distillery where they make whiskey and stuff and you go taste it. I don't know how they're making money off of that because it's a sizable building to try to run. And I think it's one of those everyone's got these ideas and let's open a bakery. Let's open a frozen custard store. Every time I see a frozen custard store, I'm like, dude, that's going to go out of business in a year. And every time it does, you know, that's how that place was. But at this time it was called Club 19. We got on stage. It's like straight edge something or other. No alcohol. It was a straight edge place. We got on stage. I had the Cannibal Corpse long sleeve. You know, we did some songs. I spit in the crowd. Good shit. Good time. And I don't remember how many shows I was involved in with that band. It might have been like 4. Something like that. ODD, we did 2 shows. So, but Letter of Mark, when I left, they did put another album out. I just don't happen to have it on me, or I'd play some of that too. But I'm gonna play some highlights of the rest of the album here.
I am the truth, I am the light, I am the one you're strong life. Everything you stop doing things, I am the engine I never see. Something has to be again, never seen too long time. Wait to be right now, right here. Wait to now, we'll feel you there, right? I don't believe you. I don't believe it, I don't believe you. I don't believe it, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe it, I don't believe you. I don't believe, stop away, get back up. I now believe it wasn't one. Where's my hope I see it not? Tell me what it is, God, enough to do. The fucking God, the fair with my heel. I won't hear a fucking word unless it's something that's for real. You're dead! My heel! What are they on? 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 Motherfuckers! Something back and moving on. So often they moron. Fighting with your mind. Destruction of the brain. From dignity and crime. Pain is the key to the end. That's how we go.
So that was Letter of Mark. Kind of chopped it up, speed you through the album quick. And some good shit. This will conclude my rock band status for the moment. And like I said, I was married during Letter of Mark. And then I got divorced, which was fun. Guys, if you have not gotten divorced, you gotta fucking try that shit out. It is amazing. Just kidding. So that happened, and a whole bunch of shit happened, really. That's just the start of it. But let's get to the music aspect, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not telling my fucking life story. Let's try to stick to the music. So let's backtrack to when I was younger. I used to go to parties, the type where there was actually girls, and they played beer pong. I didn't go to many of them, but in this particular scenario, I was at one. And people used to say, "Oh, Aaron, he can freestyle rap." Every time me and my buddies would hang out, I'd be busting stupid little silly raps. You know, when I worked at McDonald's, I was rapping about chicken nuggets and shit to get through the day to kind of entertain myself. We're at this party and everyone's like, a couple of them, because these are people back then, it was like South Pole. pants, Pacos, Jankos, that kind of shit. But these were obviously South Pole wearing people with those shirts with those shirts with the collars on, whatever expensive or whatever name brand they were supposed to be. These were those people, and they were freestyling, rapping, gangsters, white suburban gangster people. And oh, Aaron, why don't you get in there? Aaron, you can bust a flow. They're looking at me. I got a fucking, now mind you, I'm wearing a camo jacket with a back patch on the back, choking victim back patch, looking punk as fuck. And they're like, this guy? What are you trying to say? This guy can rap? Yeah, I don't think so, man. We battled it out. I reigned victorious. That one dude's girlfriend wouldn't give me one shot of Bacardi. She had a whole fucking bottle. I'm like, I get a shot. I'm looking at her boyfriend like, who's this fucking bitch? Give him a shot. Thank you. It's a whole fucking bottle. That was that. So this became a thing. I just messed around with it for fun, just to goof off. People said I was good, and I'm like, you know what? I bet doing a rap album's pretty easy. It's poetry set to a beat, and somehow it makes you cool. But I'm like, that could be easy, man. I bet I could do that. And so one day, my buddy Jim Pressel, I found out he had done. It's like him and his cousin did this group, Deleted Souls, with Skeet Rez and Wicked. And I would say it's an album and a half because it doesn't fit on a CD. It's called Blood Loss, and that was the local hip hop group. If you're in Dover, you wanted to be in that group. The DHC, Dover. We were the DHC, the skaters, the stoners. What's up, Kanga? And we all got into trouble and we called ourselves the DHC. I guess Brandon Whitecamp started that. I only knew him for a couple months. And he passed. But so that was the DHC. Doug, Kyler, Jim, all them motherfuckers. And yeah, so the DHC basically, like the Dover shit. And so Deleted Souls was that Dover band, rap group. And so Jim and Joey, so Wicked left Deleted Souls. He went to work on some solo shit, and he had some project with some guy, Holocaust, and they did something or other. I think I saw back in the days of MySpace. And then so I walked up to Jim's house once after hearing that because I'm like, you can record rap? He's like, yeah. So I went in his house and did a song called King Murderer, and did nothing else for like a long time. And then I've come to find Jim and this dude Rick were recording stuff down in Wellsville, and I ain't got nothing to do, so I like to party with them. I'd drive the whole way down to Wellsville, and we'd drink Lord Chesterfield ale. I haven't seen a Lord Chesterfield in a long time. And we would take bong rips, and this dude, I swear, he would save the ashes out of his bongs, and like he'd have this big plate of ashes that he'd smoke when he ran out of weed. And he would literally offer it to us, to me and Jim, and we're like, nah, I'm all right. I'm not that down and out, man. Interesting story. Rick's cool though. But so Rick was Unknown Bone, big Bone Thugs fan, and Jim was Skeet Rez. He was big into ICP, Juggalo type shit. And then there was me. And this was the first time that I ever got in on like some hip hop. My first try at it. And we did an album, Deleted Souls, The Knowledge. And then I did an EP, Waiting. And that was all done there. And we called it The Lair. Recording in the Lair. So ODD, I think, was 2002. I would date that shit. Letter of Mark, I would say 2006. And I know the Deleted Souls was 2009 because it's rap. And you always got to say what the year is. 2009. Oh, yeah. You know how they do it. Straight from the Lair, 2009. Deleted fucking Souls. So I know when that was. And we had a lot of fun at that place down in Wellsville. Lighting off fireworks, riding dirt bikes, recording music. We were pretty much hammered every time we recorded music. Like, it was just a thing to do. And so we were goofing off and everything. And by the time I had gotten there, Jim and Rick had done like 6 tracks maybe. And I got in on one. And so I was like featured, Deleted Souls featuring Double A. And what happened was basically I just became part of the group. So it was Double A, Skeet Rez, and Unknown Bone. And the rest is history. And so that was that. And we did an album, The Knowledge, which had some pretty good highlights to it. The recording quality wasn't the best. And sometimes some of the raps were just kind of freestyled right off our heads, hammered. So, there's that. It wasn't the most professional, but we did it. It kicked ass. We had fun. And that was Deleted Souls, The Knowledge.
My soul's been deleted.
Don't get it twisted with that crooked ass wall. No matter what you say to do to us, we'll never fall. Never see to dissipate, we'll always exist. We're like a ghost in the fog, we get trapped in the mist. Don't get it twisted with that crooked ass wall. No matter what you say to do to us, we'll never fall. Never see to dissipate, we'll always exist. We're like a ghost in the fog, we get trapped in the mist. Don't get it twisted, we're familiar with the curse of this rap game. You get too far, I'll wipe you out, but we don't play. Deleted Souls been here since way back in the day. Puffing on raised wire joint tapes. Speaking spoken the words out, the vocal cords on my mouth. And I don't slip like Kobe the spouse. Chilling in my house, pulling bags of weed out the cushions on my couch. And I still skate a little, stickers in the middle. I'm nice though, gotta thaw me out and use a fucking chisel. So you wanna know the answer to this shit? Pick up the album and listen to it. Cause we gonna tell you what you need to know. Like whatever path you choose is a destination you go. It sucks being strolled down the road, you need to let go. So in the long run, bro, don't stress. And we ain't telling you shit to waste our breath. Trying to put you in check, truly believe I'm here for a reason. Got me in a motherfucking mad, dusty, dirty place. And still ain't motherfucking sneezing. Skank ass bitches still skeezing. Don't get it twisted with that crooked ass wall. No matter what you say to do to us, we'll never fall. Never see to dissipate, we'll always exist. We're like a ghost in the fog, we get trapped in the mist. Don't get it twisted with that crooked ass wall. No matter what you say to do to us, we'll never fall. Never see to dissipate, we'll always exist. We're like a ghost in the fog, you get trapped in the mist. Coming back, branching on the attack. Don't get it twisted, we're here to stay, and that's a fact. Showing the true colors in the fall. The bitch got you in the bog. We're founded like the court law. Not long ago, we did nothing but the free flow. You're getting it twisted backwards. Show us this information. Like later, the electrolyte show. Now you know that you can't win this fight like the bird's wings going on the first flight. The comprehension, the information is right. We're so uniform like the page on light bright. I said you couldn't handle this tonight. I smoked so much weed, it's like I'm smoking meat. But the smoked meat is really smoking meat. Can't somebody help me find me? It's time, G, to rewind the positives that's stuck beside me. You're going down the wrong way, now you know what you got to say. For yourself, you're looking at the situation slightly differently. Strangle with a letter belt. Twitch a vision, the TV start to melt. Begin again like deja vu. You look at you don't even know yourself. Getting that shit twisted, you only feel like felt. Straight through yourself. As I look into your eyes, I say goodbye. Shut you down and watch you die.
Deleted Souls ain't around if you ain't down to get high.
Don't get it twisted with that crooked ass wall. No matter what you say to do to us, we'll never fall. Never see to dissipate, we'll always exist. We're like a ghost in the fog, we get trapped in the mist. Don't get it twisted with that crooked ass wall. No matter what you say to do to us, we'll never fall. Never see to dissipate, we'll always exist.
no light. Empty eyes like after puffing some Snow White in a glass pipe with no fright. Eyes with no sight, eyes that give off slow spite. Chokehold on you like voting rights to profess to offer one thing, but you know bites. I'll kick you more times with more rhymes than Chung Lee. Blast you, let your lungs bleed. An anomaly, I got no money unless I'm playing Monopoly. Don't no one follow me, you're talking like your bomb MCs. Compared to you, your mom's a G. Possibly toxic, see hops and weed. Power tripping like cops on speed. Bang down the door and drop your peeps. Hit them with a skateboard and cop some weed. Metrosexual is another word for faggot. If you're into screamo and have a face, I must stab it. Marijuana habit, cocaine bagged it. Criminal record, I don't even have it. Imagine passion stashing the sacks in the backs of the train tracks. Sitting on a lawn chair watching the plane crash. Don't hesitate, decimate, never wait. You get vanquished if you're a skank bitch. Anxious, holding a knife, slipping, going crazy cause there's crack in a pipe. No one's laughing tonight, I'm smashing the mic. I get to talking, you get to listening, so I'm trashing your life. No one can fuck with me cause I'm so original. So what the fuck are you even spitting for?
Don't get in touch when that crooked ass wall. No matter what you say to do to us, we'll never fall. Never see the dissipate, will always exist. We're like a ghost in the fog, get trapped in the mist. Don't get in touch with that crooked ass wall. No matter what you say to do to us, we'll never fall. Never see the dissipate, will always exist. We're like a ghost in the fog, get trapped in the mist. Don't get in touch with that crooked ass wall. No matter what you say to do to us, we'll never fall. Never see the dissipate, will always exist. We're like a ghost in the fog, get trapped in the mist. Don't get in touch with that crooked ass wall. No matter what you say to do to us, we'll never fall. Never see the dissipate, will always exist. We're like a ghost in the fog, get trapped in the mist.
So that was basically how the knowledge went. I forget how many tracks were on that album, like 15 maybe. And it was my little experiment to see how do you actually go about doing these things. This type of music. Hip hop music. And so right after that, in Wellsville, did the knowledge. And I actually put out a 4-song EP down there, solo, on the side as well. So there was that. So at this point we have the knowledge. Deleted Souls, the knowledge. There's Deleted Souls, Blood Loss, and now there's the knowledge. And I did a solo EP called Waiting. I'm not going to play anything off of that. It's got basically the exact same sound quality as the track I just played. Alright, so then there's man, what is his name? Elias. There's a place in Marietta called the Shanty. And this dude records rock bands and does sound for concerts and stuff like that. He's one of those, like, he's like a perfectionist. He'll take forever to do something, and then it's basically done right. And it sounds fucking amazing. And so, I mean, I would go chill there with Lance. That's how I know these people, from Lance. Oh my God, I forgot that I was going to play you this. The Deleted Souls, the knowledge. I don't even know if he remembers this or would want me to play it or anything, but Lance spit a rhyme on one of those songs, or he did the hook. And Lance is the guitarist for ODD, if you guys remember me saying that. I'm going to find this track and just play a cut off it of him doing that shit.
This is the Alpha Omega, the end and the beginning. All of these childhood dreams are becoming the way we're living. Together we will overcome these feelings of negativity. Cause you're gonna shout, you remember the beginning. When it's all said and done, you're gonna remember where you're from. The only judgment that's common is accepting what you become. Deleted Souls gonna bring it to you. Represent for the HC unknown. Ski res, double A, Lance B. This is the Alpha Omega, the end and the beginning. All of these childhood dreams are becoming the way we're living. Together we will overcome these feelings of negativity. Cause you're gonna shout, you remember the beginning. When it's all said and done, you're gonna remember where you're from. The only judgment that's common is accepting what you become. Deleted Souls gonna bring it to you. Represent for the HC unknown. Ski res, double A, Lance B, Lance B.
I remember getting told what to say. If I rap about killing Catholics, I'm just playing you straight. Always laughing in my face, always trashing my name. And your bullshit raps just sound amazingly the same. I remember the first cat to take me seriously. Skeet Rez put me on the track, King Murderer, he was hearing me. I remember back in the day, it was just at Shag's house, the THC and Mary Jane. We were barely sane, we were barely ever sober, and freestyle wars were raging in the drunken streets of Dover. 3 songs, 24 hours, someone ain't getting laid. On MySpace, someone ain't getting paid. The lead of souls, the magical dance beat.
Fuck all you.
So there's that. I forgot about that track. He did the hook there. I just cut it to where I did the little verse at the end. I completely forgot about that. So Lance knew this dude Elias. I would go down. He lived in this fucking party house thing. It was like he called it the shanty. It was a building where he did his recordings. But basically, people just went over there, chilled, and partied. And so he decided, he had never recorded rap, and he decided to use me as his guinea pig. And I hadn't gotten like a real good recording yet. So I used him as my guinea pig. And we fucked around with the music and had a lot of fun. I mean, the one track we did, I called it Vivance, because it was just a bunch of random shit I was pouring out my mouth, nothing, no topic. That's how most of my shit was, just at random. That's how I basically talk sometimes. And so we're playing, I'm doing the verse, and then we came up with this idea, let's just go crazy on this track and make it, we got the fucking shanty is full of musicians partying. So we get someone on the drums, we get someone on the guitar, the bass, the beat, the drum tracks are over top of the beat, and so it's synced in well, and people just kept showing up, playing different shit, getting wild. A little later, Dylan comes in, metal guitarist, loves like technical death metal. This guy, stuff like that. So he played a fucking chunky riff at the end. He just showed up right at the end and banged out that fucking riff. This song was like a 12-hour party is basically how this song took place, and it took its form over the night, throughout the night, and during the party. And that was the song Vivance. And at the Shanty Studios, I put out an album called Dead Man Walking. And then I had the double A, it was a skull with batteries, like crossbones, but they were batteries. That was the album cover, in a cave or something like that. And I did that. Moved my chair a little bit. And so I did that. And then, and that was fun. And I brought Skeet Rez and Unknown Bone down there to do one of the tracks. Featured them on it. And it had like an industrial instrumental track at the end. And I put one of the tracks from the EP Waiting I did when we were doing the Knowledge. I just put one of those tracks on as a hidden track. It was a lot of fun. And so there was that. So at this point we got Deleted Souls, The Knowledge, Double A, Waiting, and now we got Double A, Dead Man Walking. And I don't know how many songs you guys want to hear, want me to keep playing. But I might just skip this album. It really kicks ass, but I'm not in the mood to play any of the tracks off it at the moment. because I don't know where the attention span of the listener is going to go. My attention span, I'm already looking around the room, looking at the TV, looking at the bowl, nothing packed in it. So I'm getting a little bit distracted, but I do that. I tend to do that. And, well, fuck it. How about this? Huh? How about I play that track Vivance that I was just talking about? And this is, keep in mind, this is like we just had random people showing up doing shit. It was like a complete natural, organic song of a whole bunch of people running around. And it wasn't like, I didn't like take it home and listen to it that night. I crashed there partying. And he'd mixed it down or whatever he needed to do later. So this is Vivance.
Self-destructive like a diabetic shooting up sugar. I'm the one that took your little baby girl and shook her to give her that syndrome they talk about in health class. In short, I'm going to hell fast, jamming out the orbitals Belfast. Tell that to someone that gives a shit. You never send a bed, I'm inconsiderate. I forgot how you always need a pin to prick. Stopped in my stride like radio syndicate. The infection stains me, pains me, drains me. I feel it running through my veins, burning in my brain like ride the lightning. Trashed high and frightening. A drunk ass little bitch, punk ass, don't stash the mud in your pocket or sock. And popping a rock, just jocking the shock. Instead of the bubble gum, troublesome, humble up, rip out the pop rock. Bring it underground, from under what's on top. Axe to the head, drag 'em back to the bed. Necrophiliacs be blowing out the backs of the dead. Facts instead, you don't want fiction. I'll spit what I'll spit and you'll quit your bitching. Don't fuck with me when I'm deciding a decision. Nuclear fission, revision after revision. Descriptions of difficult prescriptions. Well, nutrients don't fuse it with appetite. Cracking the pipe, burning slow, giving you the wah-wahs. Anxious sweat, fear, lethargic trauma. Grab through a Chinese dictionary, leaving out the commas. I'll make you dance in circles like Sky does. Pina coladas makes me caffeinated. Java's agitated. Now your mama gonna be assassinated. Procrastinated are all my life goals. Trifle at the night folds. I find myself higher than a kite goes. I don't like you while you talking. In need of attention while these chickens keep squawking. Strangle you lifeless, drag you down, ass to the ground, smacking your mouth, knocking your teeth out. Now how's that sound? Never having sent, ever innocent of irrelevance, fear no consequence, nonsense, common sense, neurotic, psychotic, ebonics, energy and tonic, make this metropolis of logic, a toxic narcotic, anti-MLA phonics, the genesis of sonics, steamroller hits packed with chronic, I'm on it, I bought it cause I want it, bent on killing, blood spilling, bodies and bodies and dead bodies fulfilling, chilling tails, entrails, remove flesh skin like fish scale, free base like fish scale, the bitch bail, she equal to a shit pail, a shit storm of dipshit, throwing me shit out works like the misfits, who could this shit like the misfits, pour my drink and keep the shit stiff, I watch you nitpick in your hissy fits, scholastically foolish with a hit list full of blacklisted bullshit, and now you wanna render me cap till the energy snaps and I enter these cracks, the blender is packed with dead babies, that must mean double A's on the mic, with the leftover crack, chucking the victim with scabies, I got no maybes, it's positive or negative like a battery, I accept flattery, AA and I make you sway, fueling the CD player so the CD play, BB say different themes replace, how you gonna fuck with a demon face, calling you out like a semen stain on a crime scene in a puking hotel, turning them sheets lime green, I ain't got no rhythm, I ain't got no time, see I'm murdering God with a murderous crime scene.
And so there you have it. I wanted to play that actually because it's an interesting track. I just have a thing with my rhymes on that one. One of those little things, the people that make the music are blah, 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 like Anthrax put out State of Euphoria, and apparently they don't particularly care for that album. I loved it. But what they said was that album was like a demo version and it didn't get mixed due to whatever the fuck reason. Time constraints, release dates, whatever. So I like the album, and it's their least favorite. Well, the one I think Scott Ian said. So that was Vivance. Pretty original shit. And so there we have it. Dead Man Walking. And so now at this point, I enter a new phase, a new incarnation of Double A. And this is where shit gets raw. Horrorcore style. Now, I meet up with these other motherfuckers. These other rappers. Cynikill. The Skin Poppers. You know. Stuff like that. Cassie Cass. Natus Live. Grimy J. All these characters. These people start popping up. And we basically assemble like a MySpace army of horrorcore rappers, like slasher flick rap, basically. And it was like a Wu-Tang thing. There's a million of us.
It's war.
And now you see Double A take a turn and rise up in the most successful music he's ever done. And that means about jack shit. So the next part's going to take a while to explain, and I'm just going to do it in a second portion. So you guys, peace out. I hope you enjoy listening to my stories and my music.